Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to learn this little combination with two different moves. The first is the swallow split, which is a great split if you are more open in your hips like I am, but I'll also show you an intermediate version that needs a little less flexibility. The second move is this thread through into a crossed arm back bend. It's a really fun and interesting position. Make sure that you really warm up your back, shoulders, and hips before going into this combination. Before we get started, I'll just remind you to please subscribe to my channel. I've got all sorts of aerial videos and tutorials, a great community of people, and I take video requests, so don't hesitate to request a move you'd like a tutorial for. Let's start with the swallow split. Here are a few pro tips for that one. The first is to make sure that you know your hand placement. The direction your hands are facing is key, so you really want to be sure of which way each hand should be facing. My second pro tip is to pull up out of your shoulders. If you let your shoulders rise up by your ears, it is not going to be cute. So make sure that you're pulling your shoulders down and keeping your neck nice and long. And my third tip is to not worry too much about being in a square split. This is more of a sort of cheating side box, kind of all the splits in one. So don't worry too much about being in a square split. This is more of just a leg open. Start sitting in the hoop and then take your right arm across your chest as far over to the other side of the hoop as you can and grab the hoop with the back of your hand facing you. Then reach across with your left arm and take the hoop with the palm of your hand facing you. So your hands should be facing opposite directions. Make sure that they're not too close to the span set. The hand with the palm facing you should be crossed in front of the other arm, so the hand with the back of the hand facing you should be closer into your chest. When you're ready, take your hips back and out of the hoop, sliding the bottom of the hoop down to your knees. Then place your left foot in the center bottom of the hoop. Take your right leg completely out of the hoop and open up into your split, twisting as far around as you can. To come out of it, just twist your shoulders back around to the way you started so your arms will recross, and then place your legs back inside the hoop and come back into your sitting position. If you're not as bendy in your hips, you can make this a little simpler by leaving your knee or your thigh on the bottom of the hoop instead of putting your foot on. This way you're going to end up in more of an arabesque position with your leg behind you, and you can twist your shoulders and hips directly around to the front. Let's move on to the thread through. Here are a couple of pro tips to keep in mind. The first is to try to cross your arms over as you come into the full position, keeping your elbows close together. Also, don't let the hoop come too far up your leg towards the top of your thigh. You want to keep it closer to your knee if possible. Start by placing your left hand with the palm facing towards you on the left side of the span set, and your right hand with the back of your hand facing towards you on the right side of the span set. Make sure that your arms aren't too far apart. The farther apart, the more flexibility you're going to need in your shoulders. Next, slide your hips back and down out of the hoop, then pull with your arms as you take one leg out and twist around to face directly away from the hoop. You should end up with one leg behind you in an arabesque position and the other leg out of the hoop and down towards the floor. Twist away from the hand that has the palm facing you. I have my left palm facing me, so I am twisting towards my right. You can take either leg out, both work equally well, so just whichever one feels more comfortable to you is fine. To come out of it, just pull with your arms, untwist yourself as you come back around to face the hoop, and then bring your legs back in to come back into your seated position. Finally, here are both moves together in the full combo. The hand placement can be a little bit of a brain teaser, but it helps me to remember that my hands face the same way for both moves. So my left hand is always facing palms towards me, and my right hand is always facing with the back of my hand towards my face. Whether they're crossed or uncrossed, they are always in the same direction. Also, when you transition between the two moves, remember that you can take a minute to do a big circle with a hand, add in something pretty, make it look like choreography, even though it's just a necessary transition. Thanks so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed learning this combination. Don't forget to check out my channel and subscribe for all new tutorials every Wednesday and videos with a wider subject but still about aerial arts on Saturday. There's a great variety of videos already, as well as a really cool community of people, so make sure that you check it out and subscribe.